What's up, fam? What's happening? Huh? Hello? What's up, fam? I want to make sure I got this working right for the family. Hold on. All right. Can everybody hear me good? Can everybody hear me good? Normally, y'all know I'm at the home studio, Brown Building Studios. Normally, we're able to broadcast live from the home studio, but I've been out on travel, guys, so I still want to be able to get the content out and manage the channel the correct way. So without further ado, welcome to another episode of the Manhood Mentor Show. I am your host, none before me, none to come, the only one, Jabbar Lance Brown, a 6-foot giant reporting for duty. Yes, sir. Huh? Hello? Hello, you understand? Always an honor and a pleasure when I get a chance to come back and provide some content, provide some value for the family. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Let me know how y'all feeling about the content. Make sure y'all forward it out to the people who you know that can use it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know that this is what we do over here at the Manhood Mentor Show. We always instill leadership and empowerment principles back into the men. That's what our mission is. Man, so how everybody been doing though? Summertime coming to an end, coming to a close. So I know some people that's bummed out. You know, they get ready to wrap it up. They get ready to get the last minute cookouts in, the last minute cabarets and the block parties in. Nonetheless, you know, it's always a good day to stand on your square, stand on your pivot, and represent in the correct way. So without further ado, today's lesson is considered conquering confusion. Conquering confusion. What is confusion, right? Conquering confusion. You know, in order to conquer something, you got to first be able to identify and even to know what it is, right? You can't conquer an enemy or you can't conquer something or someone without even knowing who you're facing and knowing what you're faced with. Hello, you can't conquer an enemy, something or someone without knowing who the enemy is and knowing who you're faced with. You understand? See, now today, in our culture, in today's society, you know, the enemy, one of the main enemies is confusion. One of the main enemies of the people in today's culture, in today's society, one of the main enemies of men is confusion. Hello, confusion is our enemy, right? So how do you conquer confusion, right? So let me say this to you, man. You know, first of all, if most of us knew we were sick, we would probably take the medicine when it's offered to us. But most people don't know they're sick. So when they got the medicine or when they got the solution being presented to them and offered to them right in front of their face, they don't want to take it because they don't think they need it. Yeah, see, when you don't think that you faced with a problem, when you don't think that you faced with a challenge, when you think that you got something under control, you don't reach out and ask for the help or even accept the help when it's offered to you. Woo! Yeah. As much as you might need that thing that's being offered to you because you don't think that you need it, you don't accept it. But all in all, you probably really need it though. Yeah, man. See, let's get into the definition of the word, right? The title of today's lesson is considered conquering confusion. Conquering confusion. So let's get into the definition of what the word conquer is, right? So if we're going to conquer confusion, let's get into what the definition of the word conquer is, right? It means to gain control of or subdue by military force. To conquer something is to gain control of it and subdue it by military force. It means to eliminate or to minimize the difficulty, and it also means to overcome or surmount something mentally or emotionally, right? To conquer something means to overcome it or to surmount it mentally and or emotionally, right? So if we gotta conquer confusion, that means that we have to overcome it mentally and emotionally. If we're going to conquer confusion, that means that we got to gain control over it and subdue it, even if we got to exert some force, right? If we're going to conquer confusion, that means that we got to minimize it and make it less difficult and less of a challenge than what it has become in our lives. Conquering confusion, right? That's what we talking about today, family. And we got to all be under the same premise that confusion is being marketed towards us on a daily basis and on a constant basis. Why? Because the confused mind is going to make a mistake. And when you make mistakes in life, in the real game, see, this ain't practice. We already said practice over. We already got that lesson out, right? We already been said practice over. So when you make mistakes in the game, it costs you. And then you make too many mistakes in the game, it's going to cost you the game. What game is going to cost you? It's going to cost you the game of your life. Hello. Hello. See, we got to help each other. We got to work together. You understand? See, everybody is not going to be on the same page all the time. Everybody not going to play the same position all the time, but whatever position you playing, it's still your obligation to be able to help your fellow teammate, right? So, conquering confusion. We just went over the definition of the word conquer. Now we're going to talk about confusion, right? They said, by definition, family, confusion is a mental state involving impaired orientation with respect to time, place, or person. Now, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's so heavy, I got to read that again to make sure you're picking up what I'm putting down. They say confusion by definition, family, is a mental state involving impaired orientation with respect to time, a place, or a person. So how many people we know that waste time? They wasting time because of the mental state that they have involving time. Huh? How many people go somewhere and act out of character or act out of sync with the environment, or they start talking about stuff that's not appropriate for the environment, their place, right? Because they confused. Huh? We just went over the definition of the word confusion, right? It means a mental state involved with impaired orientation with respect to time, a place, or a person. How many people you know that you see handle somebody in an inappropriate way because they don't know who that person is? They confused. The definition just told you that. They confused, family. This is why it's critically important for us to identify these things so now we can look at ourselves and look at our own lives and see how we can use these lessons and use these knowledge and this information for our betterment. So now, I'm going to share a quick story with y'all, right? I remember being young, right? Me and my sister. Okay? Man, when we was young, my mother, she used to make us take these laxatives like once every 2-3 months, right? You understand? Ma, dude, she used to make us take these laxatives like once every 2-3 months, and when you're young, you hate it. We hated it. Why? Because for one, you couldn't go outside. So when my mother would say, well, Jabbar, it's time for you to take a laxative, I'm like, why? She like, because I don't want you to get sick. And because you got to clean yourself out, because you've been eating a lot of junk food, right? Because you've been, just living in general, which I didn't know at the time, that living in general and ingesting food in general is eventually going to slow down your digestive system if you're not eating the right foods. Of course, you don't know this as a young mustache, as a child in the game, but this is the job of your parents. So when she would have us to have to take these laxatives, me and my sister hated it because the main thing was for us, we couldn't go outside. So you had to stay in the house for 2-3 days, maybe even a week, while the laxative is working on you. Okay? But what mom knew, she knew that as long as I keep them healthy, eventually they're going to be able to take care of themselves. So the laxative was designed to keep our digestive system unconfused about how to discharge the waste. Huh? See, we didn't even know as a youngster that taking the laxative was helping to conquer the confusion that your digestive system would face if you eat too much processed food, if you eat too much cheese, if you eat too much of any substance that don't agree with your genetic makeup. Hello? See, you got to be able to look at this thing from a broad scope. You got to be able to look at it from a broad scope. See, conquering confusion ain't just one thing, right? Anything that's not working in sync, anything in your life that's not working in sync with how your life is supposed to go, is not working in sync with how you expect your life to go, is because something or someone is under a state of confusion. Huh? Yeah. See, even as a youngster, mom was on point. She didn't want our digestive system to get confused and not discharge the waste properly. So that's what the laxative was for. So now we got to consider certain things in our lives. How do we push those things out of our lives? How do we get unstuck and get unclogged with certain behavior and activity, or even people that's hanging around in your life that's clogging up your vibe? You understand? Sometimes you got people in your life that's causing confusion because they clogging up your vibe. They always got bad information. Huh? They always spitting off negativity. Huh? They always giving out bad game. Huh? They don't never want to help nobody else, but always want somebody to help them. Huh? You understand? Yeah. You know that person who always needs something from you, but you can't never get nothing from them? And not because they won't do it, but because they don't put themselves in a position to be of use. Hello? And the reason that person don't put themselves in a position to be of use is because they confused. Oh yes. Yeah. See, that person that can't never get right, he or she can't never get right because in all honesty, they confused about how to get right. Hello, and see, you don't need to be around nobody that's confused because it's going to come a point in time in your life and in all of our lives where we're going to be confused about something and you want to have the right people around you to help you get unconfused, even if it's just for a moment in time. So check this out, right? Now, us as men, right, we have become confused as a whole, right? And not just in the regard of some people having gender identity issues. Right? That's not the only aspect of being confused. The natural order of manhood has been confused. Right? The natural position of manhood has been confused. The natural order of responsibility for every man has been confused. We got to be honest about that. Right? You got men who don't even want to be men, period. And then you got men who want to be men but don't want the responsibility of being men. Hello, but want to fight you. They'll want to go pull a stoley out, grab a heated cord on you. They'll want to go and do, any and everything on the negative aspect of life and of manhood. But when it comes time to be positive, responsible, considerate, courteous, right, self-serving, all of the foundational aspects of it, when it's time to have character, honor, integrity, morals, principles, values, right, all of these things that provide sustenance and substance, they don't want to do none of that. They don't want to do none of that. See, that's the true natural order of manhood. You understand? It's to serve others and establish yourself so well and so dominant and so composed that you can now be a pillar of hope and a pillar of responsibility for the next person. Right? They want to be able to look at you and see how well you handle responsibility and see how composed you are under pressure and under duress. And they want to be able to derive courage from that. Conquering confusion, right? That's all we talking about, fam. That's all we talking about is conquering confusion, man. And if you get any value from the program, from the live cast today, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure that y'all tag other people in the post, in the live event, so that we can get it out to as many people as possible because we want to help some people, right? And we got a big announcement at the conclusion of the program as well that I'm super excited about, so make sure y'all hang around to the end. Now, when I say that the natural order of manhood has been confused and it's being done on purpose, right? So, I know some people, sometimes you gotta, slow it down for the people in the back. But I know that anybody that's been following us, I know that you're up to speed with what we're talking about, right? See, women need men in position. The men need other men in position. The kids need men in position. See, it boils down to it that everybody need the man in his rightful position. Hello. See, it boils down to it that everybody need the man in his rightful position. And because the natural order of man has been confused and it's being done on purpose, this is why we see so much instability in the community. Now, some people say, man, well, why you say this, Jabbar? Why do you say that the natural order of manhood has been confused and it's been done on purpose? I'm going to tell you why. Because a confused man is a commodity. He's a commodity for who? He's a commodity for the American system of commerce and the American system of injustice. Huh? He's a commodity, right? If you go behind the wall, if you go in the P-Down system, you working for free. Okay? And not only that, but whatever city that they got that jail or that penitentiary in, the prison population counts as part of the population of that city or that state. So in turn, when it's time to delegate resources, those inmates help to bolster the population of that city or that state. So this is how they justify how much resource that they send to that city or state, but those inmates are not the ones who are receiving the bulk of those resources. Hello? See, you got to pay attention to how the country works, right? You got to pay attention to how the system works. Right? You got to pay attention to how life really works, right? The hypnotic rhythm of life, be it good or bad, right? We all in a rhythm. You know how it is when you get up during your day and you start the day off right and you hit your knee and you say your prayers and then you drink your water and then you meditate after you pray, then you get in the shower, then you throw your clothes on, then you throw your music on, and then everything flowing. It's a rhythm. Everything flowing. And when you get up out that door, man, you ready to take on the world because you done woke up with the right rhythm. Huh? You done went to bed on the right note, and you done woke up on an even higher note. Oh, yes. See, man, we got so many levels that we gonna get into in relation to this manhood thing. And I get excited about it. Oh, yes, I get excited, family. Now, let me explain, okay? So, when you got a confused man, right, who don't know how to be a man and who don't know how to embrace the position and the responsibility of manhood, what happens is his decision making, it suffers. Okay? If his decision making suffers, the people who are byproducts of his decision making are going to suffer even more, i.e. his wife, i.e. his children, i.e. his mom, his dad, i.e. anybody else who may be looking up to that man or looking toward that man for covering, for shelter, for protection, for guidance. Huh? How he gonna guide somebody else when his decision making can't even guide him into stability or independence? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is what we're talking about. You understand? See, we're talking about conquering confusion. And we're talking about how not to allow yourself to be a commodity for the system of American commerce and every other company and corporation that wants to exploit you just for being a man. See, when you're making poor decisions with your money, you're making somebody else rich. When you're making poor decisions with your time, you're making somebody else rich. When you're making poor decisions, period, with your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, you're making somebody else rich. Why? Because you got to spend money on these alternative substances that's altering your mentality and altering your mindset. Oh, yeah. See, you ain't selling nothing, but you buying everything. Woo! Boy, that's cold. Boy, that's cold. See, this same type of man, he becomes a liability to his family and an asset to everyone else who's exploiting him. What does this mean, Jabbar? When the man spending money that he don't have, when the man spending time on doing unproductive things, huh? When the man becomes an adult, but he never becomes grown. Hello? See, you an adult when you turn 18, but you ain't grown until you've grown into independence, until you've grown into the independent capacity of being a man. And you doing so well independently that you can afford to have others to be codependent on you. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? And see, that's what you call being confused when you have an adult man who's still not grown. Woo! That's what you call being confused. When you got an adult man who still haven't grown into independence, right? Because this is what you expect, right? When you hear a parent say, yeah, I can't wait till my child turn 18. You know, that's what they used to say when we was young. Oh, yeah, I ain't got number 2 more years. Child 16. Oh, yeah, I ain't got number 5 more years. Child 13. See, generally speaking, in our community, they tell you when you're 18, you grown. Nah, you ain't grown yet. That was a mistake. You ain't grown just because you're 18. It don't go like that. Nah, you ain't grown just because you're 18. You an adult. Yeah, you a legal adult when you're 18, but you ain't grown yet. You ain't grown until you can mature into independence, and you doing so well in independence that you now can invite others to be codependent on you. And who is supposed to be who? Your wife and your family who's supposed to be codependent on you. And then you doing so well that when your parents get older, you're supposed to be able to reach back and take care of mom now. Mom, don't worry about it, I got you. You're supposed to be able to reach back and take care of pops now, Dad. Don't worry about it, I take care of that for you. Right? Because you're doing so well in being grown. Hello, not just an adult. Nah, you need to, once you become an adult, you still gotta become grown. Yeah. Yeah, and to see the poor decision making of a man, the confused decision making of a man, it causes that same man to have to pay taxes. Hey, yeah. Yes, sir. See, the poor decision making of a man causes him to have to pay taxes. Now look, I'm not talking about the taxes that everybody gotta pay. Right? We all gotta pay general taxes, state and federal. All right, we already know what that's about. Originally, it was designed for the tax system to have everybody in the country to put a little percentage in that tax kitty, so that the government can now delegate and have alternative monetary resources, so that they can expand and modify things for the betterment of the people of the country. That's originally what it was for. Everybody put their portion in the taxes. You staying here in the country. So now everybody that kicked in the tax pool, now we can delegate and get the streets fixed. Now we can keep the parks up. Now we can keep the wrecks up. And so forth and so on. That's really what it was for. But when I say that the poor decision making of a man causes him to have to pay taxes, check this out. Okay, if a man go out and he drink too much, because the commercials say drink responsibly. If you gonna drink, it say drink responsibly. So let's say that this man, he go out and he drink irresponsibly, right? He go to the lounge or at the cocktail party. He had too many drinks, okay? He leave out the cocktail party. He get behind the wheel. He take off and go driving. The police pull him over. Now he done got hit with a DUI. He done got locked up. His license done got suspended. Certain jobs that give you clearances or certain jobs that still monitor your behavior while you working there, you can't get arrested for nothing while you working at this job or else you get fired. Hello. So now this same man who had a budding career, a stable family, stable home life, you understand, all his bills paid, he done went out to the lounge, to the cocktail party, had too many drinks, he drunk responsibly, left out, got pulled over by the police, DUI, you got taxed. Hello, you just had to pay taxes. You understand? That just cost you. That poor decision making, it cost you. You just paid taxes on that decision. Woo! Oh yes. Oh yes, man. Conquering confusion. We got to conquer confusion, or else you end up paying too many taxes. Or else you end up paying over taxes. Look at how they taxing you. Huh? Look at how they taxing you. Right? If you got another man, right? I'm just giving examples for y'all so that we can all expand our mind at the same time. You got another man, right, who has yet to grow into sexual responsibility, right? He can't control his sexual urges, okay? He goes out, he had unprotected sex with multiple women at the same time, okay? He get everybody pregnant, everybody got a baby. He done had babies out of wedlock multiple times before he's reached the position of financial adequacy. Before he's reached a position of financial abundance, before he reached financial stability where he can afford to take care of 5, 10, 15 kids, like Nick Cannon. Shout out Nick Cannon. You got to respect the man. You got to respect the man. No matter how many kids he have, he can take care of them. You got to respect that man. Hello, see, we got to be able to identify what we see and what we see it. Okay? But the man who goes out and acts like he's a rendition of Nick Cannon, spread the seeds all around to multiple women. You got multiple children. Hello, you as a man, you're not even in a position to take care of yourself that well. Now you got 3, 4, 5 other people who responsible for you for real, and you mad at everybody else who wants your help and wants your financial support. But really, you should be mad at yourself. You just got taxed. Hello, you just got taxed by the game of life, champ. Each one of them kids gonna tax you. That DUI you got, when you lost that license and you had to go to court, you had to pay the lawyer. You done got let go from your job, so now you got to go get unemployment, much less money than what you was making. They done repoed your car, you got to pay to get your car back. Hello, you understand? You just got taxed. You just got taxed. You understand? And we just showing these examples so that everybody's on the same page with the importance of us realizing that we got to conquer confusion. See, the man who had babies out of wedlock multiple times, he doing that because he confused if he's not already in the point financially where he can take care of all them children before he do that. That's confusion right there. That's confusion right there. Yeah. You got another guy who might come out of school, right? He so anxious to get out of school. He finally get out of school. He say, look, man, I ain't interested in going to college. Man, I'm not trying to keep going to school. I don't want to take no online classes. I don't want to do specialized learning. I don't want to learn no trade. I don't want to do none of that. Now I'm out of school. I'm glad to be out of school. I'm done with school, man. I'm going to just get me a job, stay out of the way, probably hustle a little bit on the side. You understand? Probably start a little clothing business, sell some t-shirts, get a food truck. You know, do some remedial stuff. You don't really have no skill set. You don't really have no ability. Skills pay the bills. Hello, and that's what the credentials is for. See, the credentials is to validate your skill set. So let's say that you got this same guy, right? And we just talking about conquering confusion, family. I know I get excited. I get excited because I really believe what I'm saying, right? We got to conquer confusion. Confusion is destroying us. Hello, my people perish for lack of knowledge. It ain't just lack of knowledge. We got more knowledge and information than we ever had. It's called the internet. But you don't understand how to formulate the knowledge and the information in succession with one another, in sync. You don't know how to formulate it. Okay? You can scroll and look up anything you want on these devices, but you still confused. You understand? You ain't got to be friends with nobody you don't want to be friends with. You hanging around people that's making bad decisions. They promoting for you to make bad decisions, and you still around them. They confused, you confused, and now you mad at them. Nah, you should be mad at you. Hello, we all got access to each other. You can get a whole new group of friends if you really wanted to. Oh, yes. Some people can't go with you, man. You understand? Some people just can't go with you. Some people, man, you got to give them wheels for legs. You got to hit them on their kneecaps, man, and set them in that wheelchair and roll them right out of your life, man. So let's say this next guy, right, he comes out of school. He don't want to get no specialized knowledge. He don't want to go do training no more. He don't want to learn nothing. He don't want to take no online classes, no nothing. He go get a remedial job where he can chill. Oh, yes. He go get somewhere where he can chill. They ain't sweating him. He ain't got to break a sweat. He can blow his little tree in the morning before he go to work. He can walk around. He can sip all day. He got the drink in the coffee cup. We all know these people, fam. We all know these people. We know these people. And see, the first step to recovery is admission. Yes, sir. The first step to recovery is admission. See, so we, as a unit, we got to be able to admit the flaw and the fault in this behavior, or else it's going to continue to be recreated and accepted, and it's not helping us get ahead in no way, shape, or form. So now, you got this man, right, who's supposed to be the protector and the provider and the head of the body. So the head houses the brain. So the head got the eyes and all that. So you got the vision and the brain got the plan, but you're not using your position in that way. You're trying to get somewhere remedial. You don't want to break a sweat. You don't want to learn nothing new. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone. And now you look up. You got a girl. You got kids. Y'all probably got a little apartment somewhere. Man, check this out. How long you think that's going to stay like that? How long you think your girl going to stay with you when you living in mediocrity? How far you think you're going to get? Because now your kids growing up, y'all got to go to, the kids got to go to a regular school where they ain't really teaching them nothing. Kids fighting every day. Hello, the neighborhood that you got to live in is still basically the trap. It's still basically the hood, because you didn't acquire the skills necessary so that you can earn a high enough income to move your family out of that zip code into a better neighborhood around other families who stable, who raising better kids, so now that they can influence your kids in a positive way. Huh? We don't see that? Come on, fam. We just connected the dots, fam. We just connected the dots. When you got a man who got all the ability, all the time in the world to better himself, he want to play the video game all day. He want to still go hang around the way with all his free time. Hello. Right? He's still living for the weekend, when the weekend really, you should be studying and expanding your skill set so that you can expand your earned income, so that you can expand your resources and your options, so you can get your family out of the situation that y'all in. Y'all sharing one car. Hello, and I'm not down to nobody. I'm not down to nobody. We all start from somewhere. But if it's within your power to do more, you should do more. That's what I'm saying right there. The only reason y'all sharing one car is because you, as the man, you're not doing enough. Right? And you're not doing enough because you're confused. See, you think you stand out the way when you go to a job and you stay there and you sit around all day and they pay you 10, 12, 15, 18, $20 an hour, $21 an hour, but you know good and well after you pay your taxes, federal and state, after you pay off your little credit card bill, you understand? After you get little Junior and little Mom and them, they stuff for ballet, basketball practice, band rehearsal, or whatever. You know you ain't got no money to left over to build and save and really do nothing, but you stay at that job because the job not putting no pressure on you. It ain't the job responsibility to put pressure on you. You got to put pressure on you because the pressure you put on yourself is going to turn yourself into a dime. Hello? Don't wait for nobody to put no pressure on you. You're supposed to take control of your free time. Cut out all the games, right? Because the games is for the kids. Hello, yeah, we playing, but we ain't playing a game. We playing the game. Woo! Woo! We playing the game of life. Oh, yes. Yeah, you see how that works? And when you go and you stay there, then the money that you're making is going to keep you in the same living conditions that you in the same neighborhood, in the same zip code, around the same people. Your kids growing up around them same type kids. So now you wondering why your kid coming in the house, cussing, fussing, he getting influenced or she getting influenced negatively on the peer pressure because of the peers that your kids hanging around, because of the income that you making, and the parents that your kids is, and the parents that is in the same neighborhood that's raising the kids that your kids hanging around. All y'all in the same tax bracket. All y'all in the same income range. And everybody don't raise their kids the correct way or the way that you think they should be raised or the way that you raising your kids. You understand? But what we can safely assume is this, right? When you start to elevate into a higher tax bracket, a higher earned income percentage, right? It's a certain common theme around the appreciation of time. We all can safely assume that. Is that if a person is financially stable, they're using their time the correct way. This is how they have the skills to be able to acquire the position that they got them financially stable. You understand? We can have a safe assumption of that, right? If a person is financially stable, at least on the base level, they're not confused with how to use their time. Hello? And they're not confused with how to use their money. Hello? And they're not confused with how to pick friends for themselves and how to position their children to be in the vicinity of the right type of kids. Hello? Why? Because they taking the money that they making from abundance, from the skills that they didn't acquire when they're not wasting time on the weekends and wasting time on the weekday. They didn't acquire more skills to have extra money to put little Junior and little Mama in these extracurricular activities around other kids doing something constructive and positive. So when you as an adult, you meeting the parents in these same extracurricular activities, y'all already got common ground. Woo! Woo! Man, we just fellowshipping, family. Man, we just fellowshipping for the day. Congregant confusion, right? That's all we talking about. We just talking about congregant confusion, right? We just talking about congregant confusion, family. Yeah, see, this is one of the ways that you protect your kids from the streets. You as the adult, you got to go out and earn. You as the man, you got to go out and earn. Right? Don't wait around for a raise on the job that you want. Don't always go for the easy job where they're not putting no pressure on you and they're not sweating you. They're not sweating you because they know they're paying you peanuts. Hello? Yeah. If you got $5,000 in your pocket and you count your money and you walking, well, excuse me, let's say that you riding in the car and then you pull your money out and you got a ham sandwich on you, a turkey sandwich, it's 5 racks on you, just something light, and then $20 fly out the window. You're like, God damn, roll the window up. But you're not going, you on the highway, you're not going to stop the car and go all the way back for the $20. I already know what some people going to say. I know. Let's just for the sake of conversation, be real though. Be real. You understand? Be real. You got 10 bands on you, $20 fly out the window. You going fast as traffic jam traffic. You like, man, I ain't going back for that. Yeah, man, roll the window up, man, because we ain't going to lose no more. Right? You know what I'm saying? Man, you pull out a 5-piece, a dove fly out the window, you're like, God damn, man, roll the window up. Roll the window up, man, my money flying out the window. Jam-packed traffic, you on your way out of town, you got to be so, man, I'm not about to go back for that $20. It costs me more time to go back for 20 than it do to keep going in the direction I'm going in, man. Yeah. I ain't about to do that like that. Yeah, I got stuff to do. What they say, man, we booked and busy. We booked and busy, man. You see, you already got to measure the value of your time based on the amount of the money. Okay? People thinking like $20 an hour is good. Say who? You working 8 hours a day for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. You working 8 hours for $160. And I'm not downing you. I'm not downing you. What I'm doing is I'm elevating your self-awareness. I'm elevating your self-esteem. You understand? I'm elevating your self-respect. Hello? You understand? See, I'm elevating you in a way that you can now start to elevate yourself. You're like, man, all I'm getting paid is $160 over here. Like me. Like I'm not worth more than 100. And that's just an example. That's just an example, fam. Right? And see, what that man don't realize is when you relegate yourself to a remedial career choice, into a remedial profession, right? And then the money is remedial, right? and it ain't enough to spread around in abundance to make sure everybody good. So now here your kid, he done been affected negatively by the peer pressure because of the kids that y'all growing up around. Your daughter, she done been affected negatively by the peer pressure because the neighborhood that y'all growing up around, right? You stressed, right? You stressed because as everybody get older, the expenses is going to increase. We see what they doing now. They call it inflation. Hello, right? As everybody get older, their expenses going to increase. Your parents getting older, so they going to need something from you, right? They took care of you. You can't get to a point now where you don't want to help them. Whether it be your aunt, your uncle, your niece, your nephew, whoever, you the man. You the man, yeah. So when somebody hit your phone line, yeah, don't act like you ain't, don't act like that ain't your problem. Nah, it's your problem. Hello, yeah, it's your problem. Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, you still got to put that on your sheet at some point. We know we got to prioritize, and that's another lesson, right? But when one of your family members call, the family member that been looking out for you, the family member that's always there for you, right? You as a man, you still supposed to be prepared to sacrifice for another person because you know that they've already came through for you. Hello, it's called having integrity. You paying back what you owe. Yeah, don't think when a person do you a favor and they say, nah, man, you don't owe me nothing. Nah, you don't owe them nothing today. Yeah, you don't owe them today. But eventually when they call you, you got to have all that archived and filed away. So you already know who you willing to sacrifice for because they done did it for you already. Yeah, so how many times you think your wife or your girl won't accept you saying you ain't got it and she's seeing everybody else living a certain way? Yeah, it ain't her fault. You understand? Yeah, you should have. How many times you think that she gonna see you decline your kids and your kids need something and you ain't got it to get to the kids? Yeah, the woman is emotionally attached to them children too, probably more than you as the man, right? So when you letting the kid down, you letting her down. And at a point in time, her regard for you is going to decrease. And eventually, man, it's two things that's going to happen, champ. Every woman know that. Whether she going to admit it or not, oh yes. It's two things going to happen eventually, champ. Either she going to leave you or she going to cheat on you. One of the two. Yeah. Believe that, man. You can take that to the bank and cash it. Either she gonna leave you or she gonna cheat on you, man. I'm gonna tell you, you will much rather her leave you. You understand me? Yeah, when it get to that point, champ, you will much rather her leave you, man. You think what I'm saying? Rather than to cheat on you and stay, man, because, yeah, now, man, you really getting played, man. Moving on. So, check this out, man. So, look, we just talking about conquering confusion, right? See, a lot of things in your life can be alleviated if you unconfused, right? You see that whole list we done went down, right? Those are scenarios of men who are suffering from confusion. Now, how do we conquer confusion, right? Right? How do we conquer confusion, family? And I'm getting ready to wrap it up real soon, right? The first thing that we got to do to conquer confusion, right, is we got to realize and admit when we confused, right? If your bankroll ain't right, you confused. See, you confused with how to get money. Man, I'm getting money, man. I'm getting money, man. How much you getting, man? I got $300,000 last year, man. How much you keep? Man, I'm in the hole right now. You confused about something, right? It's something that you confused about that got you in the condition that you're in financially, okay? And trust, it ain't your fault initially. Let me say that initially it ain't your fault. You know why? Because it's a whole system in place, right? It's a whole system in place that's designed to keep us all confused unless we physically and consciously snap out of that. What is the system, Jabbar? What system are you talking about? Right? We talking about the country in itself, okay? The government control the news. We know it's news stations, right? But the government has influence over the whole country. So when you see the news is marketing to you. Yeah. The news is government marketing, okay? Then you got $1 billion, 100, 2, 3, 4, $500 million corporations. They marketing to you in commercials. They marketing to you which products they want you to buy, right? Which restaurants they want you to try, right? What cars they want you to come lease, right? You see all these advertisements every day in between the news, right? The news is marketing to you for the government. The companies is marketing to you via the commercials, and the music that we all listen to is marketing to you as well, right? The music marketing to you. The music and the song nowadays ain't nothing but a melodic commercial, That's it. All inside the song, what they talking about? The drip, the design of my watch, my house, my car, my girl, the motorcycle, the paddock. You understand? They're giving you all of the marketing right inside the music all day, every day. So it subconsciously programs you to value something that you might not even be interested in, but you didn't heard it so much, so then it make you want to go look it up. Then when you go look it up, it's other commercials and other noteworthy people who align with these same companies and products and services. So now you end up, because you like that artist or because you like that entertainer or because you like that public figure and they in support of whatever the product is and you like the song. So now you caught up in the web of confusion and you liking something to be associated with somebody else who you may not even agree with what they stand for. Woo! Man, we on one. We on one. We on one, fam. We on one, fam. We on one. Yeah, we on one. We always on like the refrigerator, man. We always on like the deep freezer. You understand? We on one, man. Yeah. See, the music is melodically creating a form of what is it? Hypnotization. Yeah. Yeah, the music is creating a melodic form of hypnotization, right? It's hypnotizing you to be interested in products and services that you might not even have an interest in, right? And then it's promoting mindless and thoughtless behavior, right? It's telling you to go out and have sex all day, every day. Because that's what the song's about, right? It's telling you to go out and get high and drunk all day, every day, right? It's telling you to get your money and go have fun with your money every day. In order to have fun with your money, you got to spend it on something. Don't you see that? Huh? In order to have fun with your money, 9 times out of 10, you spending it on something. Yeah. Yeah. See, all of them is in cahoots with each other. Now, am I saying that you're not supposed to spend your money on nothing? No, that's not what I'm saying. Right? What I'm saying is, don't be confused. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We all want to spend money on something. What I'm saying is, don't be confused, fam. Don't be confused, man. That's what I'm saying. Right? That's what I'm saying. The music telling you to go get high and drunk and use every drug under the sun that's both legal and illegal. It's telling you to self-destruct and kill yourself. Then it's telling you to self-destruct and go kill somebody else too. Right? Then it's telling you that everybody else is hating on you. Look how it's programming your subconscious. It's programming you to be confused about building positive and healthy relationships. Because you go outside and somebody look at you, it don't mean that they hating on you. Because somebody don't like something that you said or done, it don't mean that they hating on you. When a person is hating on you, they want to see your demise and they working to make that a reality. Hello, I just clarified that for you. Yeah, we conquering confusion. Because a person disagree with you, it don't mean that they hating on you. A hater is a person that actively seeks out to derail your progress and they want to see your demise. That's a hater, not a person who disagree with you. Yeah, we got to get back to building healthy relationships, fam. We got to get back to that. So that's the first thing, right? So the first thing in conquering confusion, we got to realize and admit that we confuse in whatever capacity, right? The second thing is to acknowledge where we are in the process of manhood. We already talked about the 4 seasons of manhood. Everybody start off in the spring, right? From birth to 20, you in spring. From 20 to 40, you in summer. From 40 to 60, you in fall. From 60 to 80, you in winter. You got to identify and acknowledge where you are in your journey in manhood. And that's going to require you to do some self-reflection, right? You got to self-reflect on where you are. And then you got to be honest as a man and look yourself in the mirror as a man. And you got to acknowledge where you at in your career. You got to acknowledge where you at in your family relationships, right? And you got to acknowledge where you at with your status. Okay? Every man wants status. Don't let them tell you that they don't. Every man wants status. It don't mean that you want 2,000 friends in real life. It don't mean that you want a lot of people around you in real life. But whenever you go into an establishment, you want people to regard you in high esteem. Whenever you come out in the public and you encounter anybody that you know or anybody that you meet or have met in multiple occurrences, you want that person to be happy to see you. You want them to receive you in high regard, and you want them to speak positively about you in your presence. That's status. Even if you the type of man who say, man, I don't need no new friends. All of the programming from the music If you one of them men who say, well, look, man, I don't hang around guys, I just keep all women around me. That's still status, right? You want the women to regard you. You like how the women receive you. Like me, I love women, right? Right? I like how the women receive me. You dig what I'm saying? I like how the brothers receive me too. Hello? You understand? As a man, you want to have status, right? The status is how people receive and how they regard you. And you as a man, you got to acknowledge where you are in your path, in your walk throughout manhood, right? And the third thing that we got to do to conquer confusion, family, is we got to identify what we need to change, and we got to identify how to change the circumstances that we in, right? And that means you got to seek help from the right people, and you got to start setting the timeline to see the result that you want to see. Listen, you ain't never got to tell me what your flaws, faults, and shortcomings are, because I don't need to know. We all got it. You understand? But one thing for certain, two things for sure, right? Either you change or the world gonna change on you. One of the two, right? Either you change or the world gonna change on you. See, you gotta always be one of them people that know how to adapt to every situation. You gotta be one of them people who identify the sign of the times. You don't wait until it pour down raining on you. When you see the clouds coming, you know, look, either I need to get in the house, or I need to get to an umbrella, or I need to get my raincoat. Hello, if it's smoke somewhere, you don't say, look, man, I'm going to wait around to see if the house can catch on fire. Either you go try to find where the smoke coming from and go find the fire extinguisher and put the smoke out, or you get out the house and don't worry about the house catching on fire. You just going to get out the house and let everything fall where it may, right? You got to understand what season you in, and you got to be able to identify what your circumstances are and seeking out the right people who can help you change the circumstances. So look, that's been my time, family. It's always an honor and a pleasure. Listen, man, I'm the one who tell you get your mind right. Then I tell you get your grind right. Then I tell you get your shine right. Then I tell you that you're going to end up in the limelight, right? Until the next time. So look, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the program. Make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend. And listen, we got a big announcement coming up. The announcement going to be on the Instagram channel, man. We getting ready to take this thing to a whole nother level. We want to help a lot more people, right? We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. We've been getting a lot of support. And now it's time to transition into the next phase of the Manhood Mentor Movement. So until the next time, family, peace and love. Huh?